Hello once again, it's your boy Moon. Boy oh boy, do I have a grand arena for you tonight. We're up against Razzmatazz, and I'm not even saying that as clickbait or to get you to hold on to the end. This was one of the hardest grand arenas that I've had to face in terms of working out the defense. You'll see why in a minute. Good Rebels, good Galactic Republic, nice Jedi Knight Revan team, very good Nightsisters all relict, and a lot of Gear 12 characters as well. So we're up against it, and in terms of we joined the action I think about halfway through, and Razzmatazz has gone in. We've had a hold with First Order. We've kept 3 of the key characters. Annoying, a little bit annoying losing Hux, but he's so squishy at sort of 4-star. I was completely expecting that, and First Order officer as well. They're just absolute pat of cakes. They're not really there to serve a purpose otherwise than get that first hold. But you have a look at this: Sith Empire, Rebels, General Anakin, and then you've got Nightsisters and Jedi Knight Revan. This is one of the toughest front walls I think I've ever had to face. We've got counters for them. It just depends how they work. Just checking. I've seen Jolie, and I've done this many a time before, where it's a case of Rebels work quite well against his squad if you play it right. It's got Hermit Yoda in there, so it's a little bit more annoying, but again, it's he was running it very slow, only an extra 23 speed, but it's going to hit hard. It's going to hit special offense. You don't essentially need to run a huge amount of speed on Yoda, because he's going to get a huge amount of turns anyway, and he hits hard. So going in with Rebels, I realised at this point that I didn't have R2. I really like the buffs that R2 actually gives everyone, with his number crunch, I think it is. But old Ben is just as good. I mean, when he dies off, they're going to gain a whole heap of bonuses. The way that CLS's turn meter works as well, whenever an enemy resists a debuff, then you get like a chunk of turn meter as well. A little bit annoying getting the stun there. It could be worse, it could be Chewie, so definitely glad that it wasn't Chewie. That's when this counter can get a little bit ropey. Kind of wondering here whether I want to take out Grandmaster Yoda or not, but I decide to stay on target, go straight and true. We're gonna get you saw how much turn meter we got there. We went from like 0 to 100 real quick. Try and get a bit of buff immunity, take that extra tenacity off, and he ends up with still his tenacity down, and I just want to make sure of this, so I'm going to use the big attack here, get rid of Jolie. I don't want any attacks out turn. I don't want any excuse for him coming back at all. Yoda's going to come and do his thing. Again, he's under stealth, so as I said, this is not a character that has to have a huge amount of speed to be deadly. So old Ben is only gear 10. Again, it's one that I would like to work on, but unfortunately at the moment, it was another stun as well. But unfortunately at the moment, everything is going towards, I'm in that phase where it's all Carbantes, it's all stun guns, and everyone needs them. Same as Zam for bounty hunters, same as old Ben. He needs that sort of stuff, so I've got to sort of stick the target and stay on target with it if I'm going to ever get my Kylo. So I'm being pretty good at the moment. Every piece of gear is going on there, so pretty happy with that. Rebels versus Jedi Knight Revan, that for me is a huge net win. So Nightsisters now, this is all relict, a hugely thick Dakar, 105,000, nice speed, or like pretty good speed, over 100 speed, 103 speed, and yeah, it's modded how it should be. You can get it a little bit better or a little bit faster, but again, you're pulling mods off someone who should be really quick, so it's about the right range anyway. So last time, tried it with bounty hunters, and I just got stun locked. So I thought, well, you know what? I'm just going to go hard counter here, Padme, because I'm also more interested with the undersized victories. Obviously, that's one of the feats. So I thought, well, I haven't actually undersized one of these before. I do want to go out and try this, and I'm in an R in here about it. I think with relic level Nightsisters, they are tough unless you do take a legit hard counter in. Again, you look at the potency, they're going to get extra potency from Asajj's lead as opposed to Talzin's. So you you can get like stun locked, removing turn meter, etc. So it is a rough lead, Asajj lead. I can't remember whether this is Talzin though, but I prefer seeing Talzin leads than I do Asajj leads. I feel that Asajj leads are Talzin in PvE, Asajj in PvP. Nice big hit there. The reason I left Asajj there is it's a nice easy kill. Buff immunity, healing immunity, so more than happy to leave that. So she's gone down now. Lots of counters, etc. That's fine, don't mind that. Okay, and now I kind of want to get through old Daka. Asajj got revived, but it is what it is. Okay, so we've got healing immunity, buff immunity over there, which is nice. I keep meaning to remind me to also put a potency cross on Anakin. I keep forgetting. Okay, there we go. The plague coming in. It is like legit dangerous though. I mean, the stuns are just the annoying part here. There's not a huge amount of damage, threat in when Kenobi's actually in there, but it's just more so annoying, time consuming, and I know. But as I said, there's not a huge amount of threat by undersizing this. There's never good banners whether you're taking 5 or 4 or 3 with Galactic Republic, so I thought I'd try and work towards some of the feats. So yeah, this one's just playing out now. You kind of have to wait a little bit for your stacks of courage and stuff and not get stunned. And it's always a little bit annoying under zombie as well. But it's just more about timing. Nice hit there from Asajj. She's been hitting really hard for me recently. I'm not quite sure why. I haven't done anything differently. Don't know whether it's just a few good hits in a row. But yeah, it's still a tough Nightsister team here. So I wouldn't have liked to take this in with Bounty Hunters, actually, all relics. So it is a legit tough squad. Right, so we just finish up here. There we go. Well, I say there we go, not yet. There we go. Cool, so 57 banners. Better than I thought, actually. So not bad on the efficiency game. If you're going to lose 3 banners, then you may as well do it that way. I was fully expecting a full set, full heavy defense on this. When I saw Ewoks and when I saw Phoenix, you don't know how happy I was. But I still got 3 very tough teams to get through. So this is, yeah, so I got that feat as well, the dinner guest one. So I can't remember who it was, but I have a feeling it's like Rebels. So I think the CLS team pretty much sorted that out. Killed the last 5 that I needed. And yeah, in terms of the next matchup, so this is a little bit later on. He's done a few more. He's actually cleared General Grievous 3 battles. First battle he cleared everyone but Grievous and B1, and I don't quite know what he used to get through that. So that'll be interesting to have a look on Star Wars Galaxy Heroes GG to see what actually, or how he got through it, because he didn't have Ewoks. It's a tough old team to get through. So yeah, thoughts on this Sith Empire. So I've got a bone to pick with Sith Empire, or myself with Sith Empire. Now, my Darth Revan is quicker, but their Basasham Fallen was quicker. So the thinking behind this one is, and feel free to discuss this in the comments and what I should have done. So should I just have gone full Sith Empire, taken the hit, and then just gone for it afterwards? But here's the thinking anyway. So fear out here, get it on Darth Revan, then throw the turn meter over to Basti. So I now get this out first. Put a shock over here. Okay, I'm stuck behind Taunt and I have corrupted battle meditation on there, so nothing I can do except basic. Didn't crit, which is great, so I've still got the chance of a fracture out there. No fear left out, so left out on the battlefield. I want to try and get to Death Mark fairly soon. It should proc about now. Okay, but a big hit here from their own Darth Revan. And stuck behind that Taunt, unfortunately, but with this one, I've still got Death Mark on there, but I wanted to get rid of Sith Trooper. Huge hit from HK. He does double Zetas on him, so he's hitting 25% harder. That one I did have Corrupted Battle Meditation on. I was whizzing through this, and again, I should slow down to play this to understand the matchup. Go in here, try and now take out Bastila Sham Fallen. I'm in a fairly good spot at the moment. I've got, so I absolutely whiffed that one basically, and I need to learn this matchup better. So now Thrawn goes, annoyingly. Should have gone straight for Bastila on that one. There's a couple of times where he wasn't taunting when I'm looking back at this and going, oh, I should have gone here or I should have gone there. But that's the problem. It's all a learning curve. But I need to take out Bastila Sham Fallen at the very least. So again, there should have drained from Bastila Sham Fallen, would have gotten her. So now I'm stuck sort of chasing my tail here with just Malak. A big amount of regen, a little bit unlucky not to kill, but a kill is a kill. You know, the numbers don't lie. So there was plenty of misplays in this battle. So kind of, I could have left myself in a better situation. Let's put it that way. Yeah, so feeling pretty dumb at the moment. What I could and what I couldn't have done. At the time, I actually thought, well, there's nothing much I really could have done there. And it's weird, your perspective changes when you watch it back and go, right, I misplayed a few times there, actually. So I'm going to come back to that one. I'm going to actually go through the ones that I do want to get through. So Jedi Knight Revan, I do always like against Rebels. Not a huge amount of Rebel counters out there. It's always annoying with Raid Han going out first. Went for Jolie, nice and thick, crit avoidance as well. So not too bothered about that. Straight and foremost, I want to mark Chewbacca, just take him out the game. It makes our lives a whole lot easier trying to get through it. Huge bump in turn meter for them, so I'm going to cheese a few hits. And okay, let's let Yoda go to work now. Chewbacca nearly there. Jolie absolutely holding the line, and that's the difference that crit avoidance does make. I've now got to go through Obi-Wan. Unfortunately, not a huge amount I can do. I can't really dispel that. I think it's double taunt, so I can't really even dispel it. I think I'd try with Bastila in a second, but it's still there. So unfortunately, I've got to go through him and, you know, give those buffs to the others, speed up, offense up. So try and get rid of Han Solo first and foremost. Throw that out there. I've got foresight, so I wasn't too worried about about cheesing counterattacks, etc. Now it's about just generating those banners back, so I can go in C-3PO. I've got now a heal with Hermit Yoda, which might get me a little bit back. So I think I lose a banner on Jolie, possibly. So 59 from that. I'll take that from Rebels, hard-hitting Rebels. General Anakin Skywalker, so here's the thinking. I was also thinking of reversing this, so going General Anakin on the Sith Empire and then going my Sith Empire against these. Don't have a huge amount of experience with it, my side, so I thought, okay, well, I'm going to stick to what I know, and I need to have a look at different counters and how the Sith Empire and what sort of compositions, whether you need Marauder at 13 or whether it's just a case of there's a certain way to play it. I can kind of imagine how it goes. I've never really looked into it though. And the way he modded his fives wasn't a huge amount. I think it was probably about 110, 120,000 health and protection. So not a huge amount there. Not too bad to get through. You know, it can be a little bit problematic when they're modded fully for defense. And it just feels like, oh my God, I'm getting absolutely nowhere. I've still got days on there, but we're going to flip the switch, tenacity up dog, and go through fives fairly quickly, actually. Okay. Was hoping to try and get Rex there, but started sweating when he went for my Rex, actually. Because that character makes it so much easier with a big hit to try and get through this, whether it's just get his protection down. But you can see here so this is why I like modding an offense set, is just because you saw how quickly we got through his protection. He's once again taken the knee, and we're now on to Rex once again. There's a few different ways. There's defense. I was having a look at someone who'd modded him all for defense, so all 6 rather than health or offense or crit damage was defense. Try and take out both here because I know I'm going to cheese both of those hits, but that's fine. That's what I want really, because I've got Rex coming up in a short while with his big hit. So if this doesn't take him out, then Rex will. So, but that's fine. The turret took him out. MVP turret. Okay, so now we're back at this battle, and I can't run away any longer. This is an overview of what I've got. Left Sith Empire, I've got Shakti, I've got Bounty Hunters, I've got the Emperor, but less Thrawn. So a little bit of a foresight, I think, throwing Thrawn in that first one, but the thinking was flip the turn meter over and get those debuffs out there first. So yeah, there's a little bit of method in the madness, but let me know how I could have played it better, or if it was even winnable in the comments, because I'm certainly no means I didn't partake in the Sith Empire meta in Arena. All I did was run General Grievous at relic level 7 and a few droids that buffed his damage up, and it worked for the longest time, in all honesty. So yeah, not again, a lot of this, I always say this, it's a lot of the counters here might be muscle memory for a lot of people if it's an old Arena one, or you know exactly what to look for. Again, it isn't for me because I never partook in that. So it's muscle memory for me if I were to take a Grievous in, but over time I've learnt that Grievous is just bad for banners against Sith Empire teams, and he's better on the back. He held for 2 battles, and it took 3 of their teams to take him down. This one here, I want to go as, I'm not going to use Imperial Troopers up there anymore. There is an argument to be said that maybe I could have tried finishing off Bastila quick and getting a death mark. I just don't think they would have worked, so I'd rather use those troopers against the because I've still got to get through Ewoks and Phoenix. So a couple of the B teams come out. Don't mind Qui-Gon lead, gives a foresight, protects the banners okay, and we get offense up if we dispel from his ability as well. But I want to try and get through Ewok Elder as quickly as possible. And if I can get there before he's able to cleanse all that days, even better. Perfect. So the assist from Ezra, I can now get my offense up. So that's now working pretty well. Stun whoever. It was a decision between Chirper and Wicket. I thought go Wicket actually because of the AoE. It doesn't make a huge amount of difference in the end though. So yeah, try and just dispel that debuff and a bit of retribution on her. Okay, going for 1 per. That's actually the perfect target. They're playing their own game of foresight here as well, hoping for a double hit. Okay, so that's Chirper dealt with. Let's try and get through Pat Plu. He's a thick old boy. And hoping Ezra comes in here. There we go. And I can't remember what I was thinking here. Oh yeah, that's a call to attack. But I think at one point I try and also heal up, what's his name, Qui-Gon Jinn, but that didn't work, so it must be troopers that get that buff. Again, I really don't know all the kits. I really should take a bit more care in reading them. I know an okay amount anyway. And here we go. I think this was 59. Yeah, it was. So it's not bad from a B team. And certainly I've got an issue up top. Now, here's the juxtaposition. If I clear this and I full clear this, I then go into the next bracket or the next division promotion up after this round. So it's been 3 wins, 3 okay wins. We've done the feats. But the only downside of that is if I don't clear, I get an easier 3 rounds next time. If I do full clear, again, it's kind of like I'm faced off against harder opponents. To be the best, you've got to go up against and beat the best as well. So I took the decision, I'm going to go full out at this. I'm going to try and get this done, bring it home. I want to take out, my mission here is to take out HK if I can, and Bastila Sham Fallen, and even Malak if I'm lucky enough to, although shocks and things like that, and it's just too hard really. They did exactly what I needed them to do. I even slowed this down, dreaming of a big hit, a big crit from Vader. But TIE Fighter Pilot, he does. Malak weirdly likes going for TIE Fighter Pilot. Make of that what you will anyway. But he always does seem to go for him. I think he only goes for Palp once and Tarkin once, before he goes ham. So that was fairly interesting. And it's nice. It's a nice touch that he has foresight. Could be just RNG. Nice stun there, actually. Wasn't expecting too many stuns or shocks. Try and manipulate that turn meter a bit. Was thinking here maybe ability block, but then just the tenacity is too good, in all honesty. I'll take that hit. That wasn't too bad. Nice shock on there. No ability block, but he wrecks TIE Fighter, so not a huge amount we could have done there. Tried for a shock. Again, forget about it. Like infusion level 3. But yeah, did pretty good work actually. Probably should have timed out here actually, in all honesty. Did try for the kill. I was like fairly close, and then each and every time he is one of the most annoying characters to try and beat, leftover or a solo, or when you're running on empty. And do you know what? I don't want to complain too much about Malak, because he's an absolute dream to handle on offense, and he is one of the hard characters. He earns every right to be a real menacing prowess on the battlefield. Now, in hindsight, actually, probably what I should have done, and the optimal play, was just burn off their cool-offs, throw in a junk 3-man team, and just get them to burn off all their cooldowns, and then go in with my strongest Sith Empire team. I wanted to try and do it the actual proper way first, and obviously I've ended up doing it the hard way. Here, I will spare you Ewoks blushes. I'd seen somewhere that Ewoks, this was probably about 2 years ago, I remember, or 18 months ago, I remember Ewoks were able to take down a solo Malak, so I will save you the blushes. It worked all right, actually. It wasn't too bad. It was only at relic level 3, Dark Infusion level 3, that just basically there wasn't enough DPS. So you can see that it's actually a fairly survivable squad. And they were able to hang with Malak for like quite a while, actually. But I will go through this now. You can just see that, because this does go on quite a while. But you get the gist. We're at 3. We've got a revive from Ewok Elder. And I just thought, well, maybe we might be able to chip away. They can take out a solo General Grievous, not a full team actually. Before you head on in with Ewoks versus Separatist droids, yeah, it is just a lone General Grievous that these Ewoks can take out. And I learnt the hard way when I thought I could solo them. And yeah, but as you can see, it's not doing bad. It just doesn't have the DPS. Exactly the same as I feel when relics on First Order, you can forget about it. They just don't do the DPS that's needed. And First Order get tanky at relics, so like really tanky. So there's not a huge amount that you can do, unfortunately, with these guys. But yeah, so this is the Malak with the Ewoks. As I said, I'll spare you the blushes. I think actually in the end we ended up worse off than actually we started. So I think I actually pull the ripcord here. Yes, so we were worse off. Okay, so right, what have I got left? Well, I don't really like Triumvirate against that. Now, Bounty Hunters, this is something that I've been thinking about, and when I saw them, I was so glad I had them left. Bosk, these guys actually heal a huge amount. I've got Jango Fett, which actually reduces max health, and Boba Fett has ability block, Dengar has a stun, Cad Bane has a stun. I'm just here double checking what I want to do in terms of leadership. I think both are viable in all honesty, but what I wanted was that just longevity with that Bosk lead and the huge amount of healing for everyone. Can't remember what I went for first here, just a basic, that's it. I'm waiting for, and of course it crit. Okay, we've got an ability block there, nice. Try and get to contract quite quickly. Okay, that was a big old hit. Nice stun there. I'll take that. Okay, so we've got debuff on him. Max health down, ding ding. Let's heal up Bosk again. But there is a huge amount of healing on this team. I've also got, weirdly, a happy accident. Cad Bane completely modded for protection and like 0 health. So this actually worked out really well. No stun there. Kind of wanted to throw that taunt back over. But keep plugging away. We've got to get to 3 stacks and quick. Nice heal here. Debuff on there. So max health down again. Brilliant. Can I get a stun? No, I can't. I might start running Dengar with a little bit more potency as well. But it is interesting. I mean, in terms of this, Big Yoinker, that was pretty close, but it's got healing immunity there now. But I have noticed from this Grand Arena, and from this person setting a very, very hard defense, I know where there's holes in my roster. Get that max health down. I think he actually resisted that then. And this should finish him off. No, it doesn't. It's absolutely at a crawling pace. Can I get a stun? No, I can't. Can I get another stun? Resisted. Big yoinker. Oh, it's still not there. Still not there. Come on. Come on. But I feel pretty good in that situation anyway. And still max health down. Resisted. Come on, this has got to be it, right? They're hitting for 700, 800. Yeah, there we go. So 30 banners. I will take that. I breathed a huge sigh of relief at that. And now I can actually get through. And yeah, I mean, in terms of this has actually exposed my roster a little bit. And from a few other fights, this game is all about improving and tightening up between GACs. It never stops. Whenever you upgrade a character or you're facing other squads that are weirdly modded, there's so many combinations that you can go with. I know that I want to put more health on, and the rewards from this Grand Arena are going to go exclusively towards getting health primaries for Darth Sion to make him a little bit more viable at gear 12. Obviously gear 13 and a few relic levels on him is much preferred, but for the moment, as I said, I'm going to try and keep putting everything I can on first order, because the more I do, the easier it is. So again, they're reserved. I also know that I probably need to have a look at modding Basilishan Fallen slightly differently, although I usually don't mirror match. I really don't like that mirror match at all, and it's just one of those things. There's a few little things that I do want to tweak and that I do want to try and get, and yeah, it's been a learning experience for me coming up against this big roster or this big frontline defense. And so there we have it. It was 1886. There was no other. If you've enjoyed, as I said, or at the end of each video, please feel free to hit that like and subscribe button for more action. And it really does help out the channel with your support as well. Thank you to everyone over the last few months who's been supporting the channel. My name's Moon. If you do want to join the Discord, the link is going to be in the description below if you want to come and chew the fat about Grand Arena or anything Star Wars as well. Hopefully you've enjoyed, and there will be another video out tonight, I think, and it's with our guest, the channel's favourite friend, Licol. He sounds like Harry Styles, but he's better looking, and he's back talking about his Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker. So go and check that one out as well. Right, I'll leave you to it. Good luck with all your Grand Arenas, and I will see you next time. Cheers, guys.